My name is Rick White from 180 Biz, and this is my Just One Thing. We've been talking about working with your spouse or significant other. And today, what I want to talk about is probably one of the most important things you're going to need to do in order to be successful, not only in business, but in life in general. So, what I want you to think through is I want you to think through the concept of connecting. Now, what does that mean? You know, you can have connections with anything, anybody, and you can have like one little connection, and that's not a big deal. It's like, if Brenda's watching a movie and I kind of walk in halfway through, I'll sit and I'll watch it with her, but I don't have the connection to the movie that she does. It's very easy for me to get up and walk out of the room. But what you want to do is you want to build so many connections back and forth that you two are just an amazing team. That's what you're looking to do. You want to connect on your mission. You want to connect on your path. You want to connect on how you're going to be that go that way. What you're going to do, how you're going to talk to each other. You want to connect on as many different ways as you possibly can. And I'm just talking in the business. As a parent, and this is a good analogy, you've got to set the rules up with the kids real early, don't you? Where, mom says no, so the kids run over to dad, and dad says yes. You've got to be a united front. You've got to be together. If you guys are out there like this, you're breakable. When you're like this, connected, you are unbreakable. So what are the components of connection? There's 4. So the first is you've got to see each other. And that doesn't just mean, yep, there she is over there, or there he is over there. No, you've got to be able to see what they're going through. Watch their body language. You can tell in an instant what's going on. It's important, even if you can't fix it. And guys, that's not what they want us to do when they're in a bad place. They want us to hear them, right? That's the second thing, but we're going to go into that in a minute. You've got to be able to see where they're at. And it's not hard to do if you put your antenna up, if you just look and watch and see. When you see your wife's head and her hands on her desk, she's tired, there's something going on. Walk over and start to give her a little neck rub and just say, hey, what's going on? You look beat. How can I help? What can I do? Right? You want to support her. She wants to support you. And honestly, a lot of times that's why she's there to begin with, because she wanted to support you, because she loves you. So see them first. That's the first thing. The second is hear them. And one of the greatest lessons I ever learned was from my 4-year-old grandson. One Sunday morning, I'm sitting at the in the love seat, and I'm on my iPad. I'm doing this, and Brandon walks up to me and goes, Papa. I said, yeah, Brandon, what's up, buddy? And I'm going like this, and he goes, Papa. I go, yeah, Brandon, what's up? And he goes, Papa. And finally I said, Brandon, what do you want? He goes, I need you to listen to me. I said, Brandon, I'm listening. Go ahead. And Brandon said, listen with your eyes. Oh my gosh, that made such a difference. How many of us, male or female, it doesn't make a difference, how many of us are doing something while we're listening to somebody else? What does that tell that person? And I need to tell you this. I'm talking to you about it, but this is something I have to work on. This is something I'm constantly working and getting better on, because the people that are in my life, I value them. Okay? The people in my life, I value them. And so one of the things I've done is, like, Sandy, she does a lot of our training stuff. Sandy's job is to make me look good, right? What she does is she edits the videos out and just makes me sound smarter. She's awesome. But a lot of times Sandy will come up to my door and I'm typing away on my computer, and she'll ask me a question and I'm typing away on my computer and I'll answer her. And she starts to walk away, and I think, wait a minute. Sandy deserves better than that. Sandy deserves more of me. So I call her back and I apologize. And I said, I am sorry. You didn't get my 100% attention. You deserve better. And that's something I've been working on, so that I'm pretty good now, where someone walks up, I'll say, hold on one sec. and I'll get to a point where I can stop. And then I give them my 100% attention. And that is so important. Listen with your eyes. Okay. Next, you got to appreciate them. It is so hard sometimes to appreciate the people that are actually the closest to us. We start to take them for granted. I listened to this thing years ago where, the speaker was talking about, you know, you're just together and your wife, you just got married and your wife's like, hey, can you take out the trash? And you start jumping around the house, take out the trash. I can absolutely do that. You're the most amazing thing. Let's do it. But then 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years later, she says, hey, can you take out the trash? And you respond with, what's wrong with your legs? Let's go. You do it. See, we start to take people for granted in our lives. But I'm going to tell you, the greatest gifts in your life are not the ones you bought. The greatest gifts in your life are the ones that come free, like your health, your mind, the people in your life, your spouse, your kids, your grandkids, your parents, all of these people. These are the greatest things in your life. And yet we don't think about them. In fact, an old saying that says you spend the first half of your life killing your health to make money, and then you spend the second half of your life spending money to get your health back. Think about this for a second. We take these things for granted. So you're going, yeah, but Rick, what do I do? How do I do that? What do I do? Here's what you do. What I want you to do is, just in a quiet place for a moment, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine your wife there. I'm going to speak from a male perspective because I'm a male. So you're going to think about your wife being there. And then I want you to envision her laying in a coffin. And I know that sounds really, really morbid, but it's one of the best ways to get more connected with somebody, to appreciate them, to remember what they bring to the table. So that is a huge part of it. Now, the last thing, you want to respect each other. The reality is that each one of you make a choice every single day to be in that relationship. And you know something, someday, if things aren't going correctly, if you guys start to stray apart from each other, if you don't have enough of those connections, then you're going to have a problem. So you want to make sure you respect each other. Them being there is a choice. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is you got to be able to compartmentalize. Connect at work, but leave work at work. And then find some amazing connections at home. Do things together. Wash the dishes together, cook together, play games, watch movies, go shopping together, food shopping or something. I mean, whatever it is that you guys can do together to get closer. That's what connection's all about. Connection is to get closer and closer and closer. I truly believe that Brenda is a gift from God to me. And it's a present that opens up every single day because I get to know this amazing human being a little bit better if I see her, I hear her, I appreciate her, and I respect her. My name is Rick White from 180 Biz, and this is my Just One Thing. Listen, take care, go have some fun, go make some money. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.